What happens when you let enfant terrible, now just terrible, Daniel Nardicio off his leash to say and do whatever he wants? The man who has offended everyone is back.
Along with my brother from another mother, Adam Klesh, we're back with our latest creation, Trigger Warning, a podcast that is not for the faint of heart.
Prepare to be offended, enlightened, and highly entertained.
Trigger Warning is not a safe space podcast, but answers the questions no one wants to ask. Served steep in vodka and a dash of bitter.
Each week, we'll bring you the highest and lowest in NYC nightlife.
So buckle up. You've been warned. Oh, that one right there?
Yes, that one.
Black stockings, white shoes, shouldn't be allowed in the church. Today's show we're doing with Tabasco, my little lovely chihuahua, who's sitting here on the chair next to me. I'm just extemporaneously. So I asked by the way, it's Trigger Warning. My name is Daniel Nardicio. We're with Josh Rosenzweig, our producer today, because Adam is a fuck up. We're here recording live at Red Eye. Who knows what will happen? The bar's not open, but you never know what trash will come off that street on 41st Street. Literally, someone might walk in, shit on the floor. They might walk in with a baseball bat. They might. You never know here.
But you know, that's the beauty of Trigger Warning.
That's
right?
41st
You
Street.
Just never know.
Exactly.
How is Bunny?
So I asked ChatGPT, Josh, to just because I thought it would be fun. I mean, I know her history and I know her well, but I said, ChatGPT, tell me about our guest, and it said,
wait.
I have to hold it now, literally so far with my eyes. I might as well have the homeless guy across the street. Sorry, unhoused across the street. Hold my phone for me.
Triggered.
She's been slaying stages around the world for over 30 years with her razor-sharp parodies, hilarious comedy, and over-the-top glamour. From her hit streaming show, The Sherry Vine Variety Show, to countless sold-out performances around Europe, the U.S., and beyond, she's proven time and time again that nobody does it quite like her. I have to agree.
I was going to say, wow, ChatGPT can be wrong.
So I guess it goes without saying, as ChatGPT says, we're going to welcome to our microphone here at Red Eye, the incredible Sherry Vine.
Yay! So,
Sorry, I hit the wrong
Familiar
button.
sound. Hi.
And she just came off a show last night
yes.
here at Red Eye. Sherry.
Incredible show. I got to be honest.
I mean, I saw the show back in June, right?
Yeah.
And when you did it, I have to say, I've known Sherry for 20-some years. We've done some really interesting gigs. We'll talk about Poland in a little while. But you really have grown as an artist.
Thank you.
Yeah? Do you agree?
I do.
I think I've gotten more comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, I went through a lot of phases where I was like, oh, I need to try to be more this, and maybe I need to be more this, and even artistically, I was like, well, I want to do some Motown. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whatever. But then I was just like, okay, that's not what I do.
Right.
Stay in your lane.
Right.
And now I feel like I'm comfortable in my lane.
Right. And you also, it probably helps a lot that you toured a lot with Bianca Del Rio. So you
Totally.
got a chance to really work with these big houses and see how things reacted with them, right?
Yeah, it's so funny. Literally the other day, just in DC, someone said, oh, you must have learned so much about being on the road with Bianca or something. And I was like, well, the main thing is that I got to super relax because it's not about me.
Right.
And no one is coming to see me. So it gave me this freedom of, I don't have to worry about ticket sales. I'm not
Right.
like, are people coming? Like all of that producing part was gone. I just had to show up, go out there, win them over. I got like a standing ovation every time. And it's like these people who don't know me and now they do. So it was just like win, 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 win.
Plus, I would imagine, knowing Bianca pretty well, having worked with her a lot at the beginning of her career, no one is more professional.
Oh,
So you probably, even though you're super professional, there must be, I mean, the way she takes care of her wigs, the way she takes care of her clothes, the fact that she makes these, look, she could afford to go to anyone, right, and get something made, right? But she would buy a bolt of fabric before a tour
Yep.
and then make her meet and greet outfits and her blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
She'd make all this shit.
And not just that, but like she will walk into a theater in Stockholm that she had not been to in a year and know the lighting guy's name, the sound person's name, the woman working the door. Like she knows everybody's name.
Right.
She's so generous to everybody. If there's something that needs to be moved, she doesn't wait for it. She just moves it.
Right.
And I think that she appreciates me, other than that we have so much fun together and we're friends, but
Right.
that just, I don't have to worry about her. She's low maintenance and
Right.
she's going to be, if it's 5 o'clock, she'll be there at 5 o'clock.
Right, exactly. And sadly, that isn't
No.
that often in this business.
No, you're definitely peas in a pod, and it sort of speaks to what conversation you and I had a couple weeks ago, Daniel, about artists, right? Like drag artists,
Right.
Like, and this is one of those things that is like a sort of differentiator, right? Like Sherry, Bianca. There's a handful of girls who are elevating it by their professionalism.
Well, yeah, and I feel like with this drag explosion, there's a lot of the girls that haven't been on Drag Race really dump on Drag Race, and I think, you know what, it's your opportunity to make. If you can't, I know it's harder, but certain girls have made that work for them and haven't been on the show.
Well, look, not one day goes by, not one, where someone doesn't ask me. Either they say like, "Oh, why haven't you tried out for Drag Race?" or "You don't need Drag Race." And my response is always like, "Oh my God, if they had Drag Race 25 years ago, I would have crawled through glass to get on that show."
Right.
Because who doesn't want that exposure and make that money?
Absolutely.
I mean, come on. So I wish I would be, if they did like an old lady season, Golden Girls season, I would go on in a minute.
You would, but the problem is, and I've thought about this, 10 years ago, I thought that would have been a great idea. Maybe the girls would have behaved. But do you honestly think that Jackie would get up in the morning, or Bunny, forget it, she wouldn't be on it, but Varla, they're just,
Well, I've
they're not
talked
going to
to-
do anything anymore.
We
that
had
they,
lunch.
you know.
Last year we did this show called Jurassic Drag, and it was
Yes.
Coco, Varla, me, and Jackie. And we talked about it, and we were all like, we would probably go on if they did something special. Obviously, I mean, I've heard rumors about the contract. All of us would
Right.
have a problem
Right.
with the contract. But if things were to be worked out in a way, whatever, I think everybody would do it.
Wow.
Flotilla, Shaquita, Head of Lettuce, like whatever. Peaches,
Girl,
Christ.
that's a lot of mental illness there. All of the names I mean, personally, Shaquita is one of my faves. I've gotten really close with Shaquita in the last couple of years because she does the island, and I have so much respect for Shaquita.
She was supposed to come last night, but she said she didn't feel well, so they didn't come. But I look at pictures of her and I'm like, ugh, that bitch. She is without a flaw from head to toe. Like, I don't know how she does it. She looks flawless, and she still puts a lot of work into her shows.
100% this year she did. I mean, I've seen a lot of drag openings in my life, and I've seen a lot of, even I went to Brandon Voss's thing. They invited me, good friends with Jimbo, to some stage down in South Street Seaport for the big, all the Rue girls. And it was like, I was kind of really shocked at how not like it was, yeah. But I love Jimbo, and Jimbo's can do no wrong in my eyes. But Shaquita did the best opening of any drag show I've ever seen on Fire Island this year. And it was, she said to me, I'm trying to try something new out. You know, she always like downplays it a little bit. You know, I don't know if it's going to work. And no one can see it. But she comes out in this giant white dress as the screen goes up, the TV screen. And then Adam had sort of mapped out projection on this giant white dress. Wow. So there were cockroaches crawling all over her. And then the dress cracked open. Sam filmed it. Sam was like, this is so fucking next level. You know, she's never going to be on Drag Race. Supposedly, Rue doesn't like her, you know, for whatever reason. You know, Rue's got Rue, you know, like, you know.
Well, look, none of us would be, because then allegedly that the network wants to keep it young. I mean, there was talk years ago about doing a quote-unquote legend season. I mean, they've been talking about that from day one.
Right.
But the network is like, keep it young. I mean, someone on the last season was in their 30s, and they were calling her grandma.
Oh, that was Lexi. I know. I
Yeah,
remember
okay.
that being
so
like,
it's like, girl. So,
Yeah.
you know, they're not going to have anyone else, and they're not going to have anyone established. And no, like I said, anyone is slightly even established would not I don't think would sign that contract.
Or just do half the things they ask you to do, like getting wind blown at you at a giant speed.
What would I do if I went on a regular what the fuck would I do?
Right.
I can't do it. I mean, I'm not into the drama. I'm not going to cry. I
Right,
mean,
right.
what am I going to do?
But you don't need it seems like, and that's what I mean.
It's not
The
a
whole point
matter
is
of
it's
needing it or not. I mean, it's just like it is what it is, and I'm very lucky to continue working. But I mean, would I like to make $10,000 a show? Yes.
Well, a good friend of mine manages
I'll
a
pay
lot.
you.
A good friend of mine manages a lot of the girls, and we were talking about it recently because I was saying something about a performer that wanted to come out when first class ticket and how expensive it was, and she's like, none of them get flown first class anymore. She's like, Daniel, none of them
very
do.
few, very
It's
few.
changed a lot.
I know. Well, there's 400 of them now, and
Right.
so I know. And I've heard stories. I think it's kind of gone to the other back full circle now, where a lot of venues are like, why am I paying $10,000 for someone to come in and do a semi-good lip sync to 3 songs? So no offense, just I'm not going to say names, whatever at all. But
Right,
I'm just
right.
saying,
Nymphia
whatever.
wins, yeah.
And of course, the show has spawned huge, like Jinx, Alaska.
Alaska's.
I mean, like a major talents. So.
Right. But what's great about what you're doing, I guess, and the reason we brought it up is not to just bring up Drag Race, is I feel like this, right now it's so hard to look at it because you probably saw this gold rush for the queens, but a lot of those girls don't have stick-to-itiveness. And I think that you do. I personally think you'll be doing drag with a walker, you know.
Right. Well,
I
I
was
mean,
just
to-
going to be like
basically,
Irene Ryan dying backstage.
Jessica
I was doing
Tandy.
it with when I had my knee replaced, when I was using a walker. I mean, Jackie, I have to quote Jackie. This is from her, not from me. But to quote Jackie, she says, when we started, meaning me, her, Barla, Coco, these queens, when we started drag, it was because we had a calling to perform in drag.
Yes.
There was the thought of making money or being on a TV show or touring. That was not possibility. That wasn't even
Right.
in it. It was like we did drag because we had a calling that this is what we were meant to do.
Right.
As opposed to, well, I look pretty. I could be a TV star.
Right. Or I think like Sweetie, I use Sweetie because she was one of my besties, right? She did it for the love of doing it. She was an actor too, but she loved playing the character of Sweetie and personally was one of the best lip syncers I've ever.
Literally. Her and Deandra.
Yes, agreed, 100%. But she got to act because of it and act as Sweetie and stuff like that. But now I feel like there are these kids that come out of musical theater school. And I mean, I like her, but like Plasma, to some degree Jan. And I like these queens. But I feel like they look and they go, this is an opportunity. And I don't blame them because acting and performing is such a hard career. You
Girl,
could do
I
anything.
want to get up at 6 a.m. to go to a cattle call audition to be in the chorus of a road show?
That's
Or
already cast?
Do I want to be a TV star?
Well,
Right.
we had Alaska on the show not too long ago, and she said it. She's like, I was in drama school in college, and I was looking around, and I'm like, and she was just saying, like, what are the parts for this, like, 6'2", skinny, weird femme boy? And that's kind of how she created her own thing. And it's similar to you. I mean, I don't know if people know this, but, Sherry has an MFA from USC in acting, and I think, that really added a foundation to what you do because you understood what the skill and craft that needed to go into creating this character. And, obviously we've known each other for fucking ever. And watching the gestation of like Sherry to Sherry Vine into what I saw last night is remarkable.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you've also had the honor of having 2 shows that have aired on television, which I don't know. Has anyone else done that? I don't think so.
Drag queen?
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah. Other people like Carol Burnett have, but I mean,
Well, Mary Tyler Moore.
Lucille Ball and Sherry Vine. No, but I mean, like, you're the only drag queen to do it, and that's pretty incredible. She's living for this and the Sherry Vine Variety Show. Can you tell us a little bit about, like, first of all, she's living for this. The story behind it is the name is incredible. Am I right?
I mean, first of all, it wouldn't have happened without Josh because he produced it. He was working at Here TV, and he's like, Queen, I would like to make your dream of doing a Carol Burnett type show come true. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. So we did the variety show with 3 seasons for Here TV. And the name came about because David Ilku, I can tell this story, he won't care, I know he won't. David Ilku met some guy at Squeeze Box, took him home, and the guy was sucking his dick and looked up at him with his dick in his mouth and said, "Oh my God, you taste so good. She's living for this."
Talk about boner killer, man.
Well, I know I'd be like, okay, yes, it's a boner killer, but at the same time, I would probably be like, oh my God, I'm gonna fall in love with this person.
Yeah,
Well,
Just
yeah,
because
totally.
it's so.
Get off my dick, come up here, and let's talk about Golden Girls. Like, I don't need
That's
to suck my
really
dick.
funny. I love
Oh
that
my
story.
God, so that is the true story. That is where that came from.
But you also you did She's Living for This, and what I loved about it, and also the variety show, is that you are one of those people that, now, much like Bianca, really, that you stay with your friends. You work with You work with people you trust. Jackie, David,
Busted.
Yeah, right. Busted. I can't with that one. She's so crazy.
Busted is one of the funniest people who has no idea how funny they are.
Every year we book her at the Ice Palace, right? Because everyone comes for her and like loves her. Bowen Yang 2 years ago came and gave the best quote. You owe it to yourself. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life, blah, blah, blah. We did it for 1 year. We put the quote on the poster. The next year, I was going to put the quote on the poster again. And I know Bowen, and Bowen said, use it, run with it. You can change it, add anything you want. He said, say whatever you want that I said. He loves her so much. She was like, I don't know. Do you think we should put it on again? I said, girl, you should put that on your fucking tombstone. Like,
Yes.
Don't downplay yourself because but
She's so funny.
She's
So yeah,
so
we had this core group for She's Living for This was me, David Ilku, Busted, and then of course different guests or whatever. And I do feel, and then with the Sherry Vine Variety Show in L.A., it's mostly kind of me and Jackie, and I'm amazed when I can call someone like Ben de la Creme and be like, well, we'll need you for a day, and there's like almost no money. And she's like, oh my God, I would love to.
Right,
So, I've been very lucky that no one has said no.
Right.
And these amazing people come in, and it's like, okay, let's write something, a sketch something where the audience has never seen them do something like this. And Alaska is down for anything. I mean, she's been on it numerous times because we'll call them like, oh, we need someone to be like the Linda Blair, the Exorcist. And she's like, oh my God, gorgeous. And she'll come in like full 100% committed makeup, like the whole thing. She's always down for that.
Yeah. And where's the Sherry Vine Variety Show
And
now?
Bianca's been in everyone. That is on Out TV.
Got it. Okay, yeah. And She's Living for This. Can people watch that anywhere anymore, or is it?
I don't know. It was
It
on
used to-
Amazon.
It was on Amazon. It was on Hulu. I don't really know.
There's some episodes on YouTube that you can watch for
Oh,
free.
great.
It's probably
Good.
somewhere.
Yeah, I definitely recommend watching. It's really fun, really campy.
It is really
It's
fun.
so funny.
So what now? What are you doing from here? Because I've never known you not to be working except when you got your new knee, and even then you were probably at home shooting stuff.
I was writing. Well, Out TV was like, let's not do the variety show again because they felt like 3 seasons was
Right.
enough. But they were like, we want you to do something. So we submitted 2 decks for 2 completely different ideas, and they love both, and we're supposed to get a green light, fingers crossed, on one of them in the next like October or November, and then shoot in next year.
Got it. Great.
So that's that. And I'm filming something for Out TV in December, but I can't say
Right,
what it
right.
is. But it's like it's a million queens in it.
Oh, that's fun. That's really fun. Yeah, this is the moment, right? You got to capitalize on the moment. It's like right now, drag is so ever present, but at the same time being like attacked. It's very weird.
Like I said, back in the day, no one would ever have thought like it could be monetized the way that it is, where like TV, film, recording, like, oh, anything is possible. I remember going into Mercury Records, which is this smaller label, years ago, and right after Supermodel came out, and they literally said, well, we've already got one.
Right.
There's room for 1 drag queen.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. I remember when I had this pilot I had shot of this road trip reality show with Bianca and Sweetie and a few other friends where we took a bus and traveled, to Baltimore. And
I remember that bus.
I remember that too.
And I had the bus. Yeah, it was great. And we went to Logo at the time, and they said, no, we're not doing anything with drag queens. And then they literally said that. And then all of a sudden, 6 months later, I think they were having such a tough time. They said, fuck it, we'll do it. And then they did it. And then,
Well, I can attest to that because I started working for Here TV when it literally launched in 2004, and the first thing I did was like, we have to do a drag show, and I can get you the best queens in the business, and my boss at the time was it wasn't his thing. I kept saying it over and every year. I'm like, no, we gotta do drag, and he's like, no.
Well, we did a pilot for MTV. It's called Asphalt Beach. It was me, Jackie Beat, Julie Halston, and then some other characters. And that was 1999. Okay, so we've shot this pilot, and it was like a reform school girl. Like, I was the good girl, Jackie was the bad girl, Julie Halston was like the mistress.
Yeah, and then there was somebody, someone from like
Pearson?
Star Trek. No. Like Kate. I can't remember her name. She was like the Mother Superior. Like she was a legit actress. Like it was a thing.
Yeah, and it was hilarious. It was amazing. And the MTV was like, oh, no.
No, that's actually not what.
Oh, no.
Like, sorry, not to contradict you, but like I was working at the Soho Grand as a bartender, and in June they announced their fall slate, and they announced the Tom Green Show and Asphalt Beach as being picked up. And I remember being in the back of the house at the hotel and like come running through the fucking New York Times. I'm like, fuck you, Queens, I'm out of here. And then everything, Stephen Friedman, who was head of MTV Networks at the time, and Chris McCarthy, like everything switched as it does every 2 minutes over there.
Yeah.
And then they just...
everywhere, actually,
everywhere.
in TV.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a great, is it Broad City? It's one of those TV shows, but like where the girls keep going, and every day it's different people working at the network, and the guy who served them coffee is the head of the network the next day. That's what it felt like back then. I mean, it's still like that. My friend Glenn works in Los Angeles with Paramount, whatever, one of those ones, and it's and my friend Coitz, who did MTV, they're constantly like, there's another round layoff, so I'm going to be fired soon. It's just like insane. So, but you should get me. I'd love to watch that if you have a copy of it. Asphalt Beach.
I do. I think it.
We were just a little ahead of the curve.
Right, totally. We're getting a liquor delivery behind us. It's so funny. This guy walked. You're so kind to let us. All right, we're going to take one moment. We're right back with Sherry Vine.
And you know what? I never leave home without leaving at home? My Clone Willy.
I love Clone Willy. They've been a lifesaver. They've sponsored the underwear party now, I think probably 10 years. They always send me a box of them. I always love to give them out. Clone Willy you can literally make the exact replica of your cock.
When substitution and imitation won't do.
But seriously, contact Clone Willy. Go to clonawilly.com. Use the code trigger warning for, I don't know, some money off, I'm assuming.
Got 10 inches? We got 10% off. Trigger warning at Clone Willy.
And we're back with Sherry Vine. So during the break here, while the guy was rolling in cases of liquor, I saw you steal a bottle, Sherry. We were talking about difficult people that have worked, people in night. I've only had 2 nightmare experiences in the 50-odd people I've worked with. Kathy and Jimmy. She's a beast. She's
Notorious.
A beast.
Notorious.
She's a beast.
I'll tell you an off-the-record account.
And I'm a built-in forgetter. So, like, if I work with someone I'm not really fond of them or whatever, a couple years go by, and I'll be like, yeah, maybe I'll work with them again because the show was good or this, that, whatever. There was a sign in my office over my desk that said, Kathy, no Jimmy, to remind me.
Oh, my God.
Not to work with her.
I've never worked with her. I've been to her house. Mm-hmm. Candace and I went to some party at her house.
But that's because you know her husband.
Yes.
Right.
But I've never worked with her, so I don't know.
Well, and to be fair, I didn't own the Ice Palace at the time, so it was a whole different thing. And she came and had to do her sound check. And that same day, Logan had booked, or Gina had booked Alyssa Edwards for Logan. So the pool show was really loud and it was cacophonous, and the dressing room had drag queens in it. But she didn't roll with anything. Right. And then she did that thing where she tried to emasculate me, where the way she said stuff was, and I never again. So, and then
was the second?
Oh, well, So I was working on this book called The 50 Shades of Lauper, where I had 50 stories about Cyndi Lauper and how shady she is, which is really hard because she's also a gay icon because of the True Colors thing.
Totally.
But she's a total bitch.
Ooh.
And I have this story where I was at Alan Cummings' house and she had done like At Last this number. It was for a charity event for one of the guys that was mayor, the guy who was married to the black woman. And she... I had booked her for Fire Island. It's in the process of booking Fire Island, and I was going to walk up to her. She was walking across the room and just say, "Hey, I want to introduce myself. We're going to see each other on Fire Island." And when you're in an environment like that, they can't look at you like you're just like,
Right. Who are you?
yeah, because you're at a celebrity's home, so you're probably within the inner sanctum, and usually people are pretty cool. And I'm walking up to her, and she just puts her hand out and goes, "No," in my face, her hand in my face. And someone walks over to me, an assistant of another celebrity that was there, and says, "Oh, you just got laupered." So I was like, "Oh my God." So then a couple of this one I can't say because I don't want to throw this person under the bus. But the next 2 days later, I was having dinner with Margaret Cho, and she told me a horror story about Cyndi Lauper. And so all of a sudden I started putting them together. And then Angela DiCarlo, the makeup artist, was doing it. And Cyndi was like, "I don't want to be orange." Because Ange was doing the makeup for someone who had been sunburned and came across. So he goes, "I don't want to be orange."
Oh my God.
And then I have so many and I want to do like a little book with 50 stories of saying. So I started putting the word out, and then her manager called me and said, "Stop this immediately." So I won't do it. Well,
That's
I will.
hilarious.
But I'm, whatever. But my point is, we were totally off base here, Sherry. I apologize.
Oh, no, it's hilarious.
We were talking. Sherry is, I said this to you last night before you went on stage. One of my favorite things about Sherry is I got tasked to do Euro Pride one year in Poland. And I got fucked. They had asked me to produce it. I put together all of the performers. They brought in a smattering. It was their gay pride group, which of course really didn't even exist. It was Poland, it was Warsaw, and this was 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah. I think I had just moved back here.
Yeah, it was just, and they, long story short, they kept the money. They
Well,
basically,
wait. You forget one very important part of the story.
what's that?
We all show up. Can I say who was there, or do you want me to
Go
know?
for it. No, go for it.
So it's like me, Amanda Lepore, Caswell, Gloria Viagra from Berlin was there. We
Bunny,
Bunny.
Julia Ellis-Muse.
Yes, okay.
Boy George. Go ahead. Yeah.
We all show up at the club, full drag, ready to do the show. We are in the dressing room, and they come in. They're like, "What time do you want to start the show?" And like, "Oh, well, we just need a microphone." And they're like, "Huh?" And we're like, "We need a microphone." And they're like, "We don't have a microphone." So I'm like, "We can't do the show without
And it's a
the
massive
microphone."
space. It's like a massive.
Huge.
Yeah.
So all of us are ready to perform, and none of us can perform because that's it. There's no show. There's no microphone. How do you do a fucking party and have these people come in from
Around the world.
And not have a microphone?
Unbelievable.
So I mean, that was the first.
That was the first
red
sign something
flag.
was awry.
And
Yes.
then the person who was supposed to pay.
Right. So they did the ticketing, and they put my name on it, and I did the programming. They did buy everyone's plane tickets, so I thought, okay, it's legit. And they had actually flown me in 3 months before to look at venues, so it seemed legit. We do a couple of pre-events. It all works out fine. And then the main event, I show up, and there's a big sign in Polish out front, and I don't know what it says. So I go in, and the club owner pulls me into this room, and he was like, "Hey, I've never been paid the deposit for the space." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know anything about it. You have to ask for this guy, Igor." And he goes, "Well, no, your name's above the title, so you have to blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "I don't know what to say." So then he calls the police, and then the police pull me in a room, and I swear to God, it was like that, like single light bulb. I'm sitting in a room, and they're talking to me, and they're like, "Well, you need to come up with the money right now for the venue." And at the time, my boyfriend was with me, and I went out to him, and I said, "I'm telling them I'm going back to the hotel room to get my checkbook and credit card, whatever, but I'm leaving. You meet me at the train station, not the plane station, and just tell all the performers I'll take care of them, and you just disperse the information, but I got to go now." And he was like, what? I was like, "Don't ask me what. Meet me at the train station." I go back to the hotel, grab all my shit. I knew what was going on, that I was being thrown under the bus because no one from the gay pride people were there, right? And it was like, by this point, it was like 8 o'clock at night. The show should have well started. I go to the train station. Luckily, I had lived in Berlin. I know German, so I thought once I get across that border, I'm golden, you know? So I'm at the train station shaking. My phone's just ringing and ringing and ringing from them, all these people and all these Polish numbers. And I'm like standing there. My hands are shaking. Get me on the train. Chris shows up. We get on the train. I'm still, until we hit the border, my hands are shaking. He's like, Daniel, at the hotel, cops everywhere looking for you at the hotel when he went to get the stuff, his stuff from the hotel. And I'm sitting there, we cross the border, and I just start bawling.
Oh.
Like like Adam Klesh, who unfortunately can't make it today, but we were doing the podcast with Bianca back in the old days. And he's like, you came back and you were not yourself for like a month. I was shook.
No,
and we
that's
got to
traumatizing.
Berlin. I got a hotel room. I just stayed for a few days, so they didn't have any idea where I was. Got back to New York. Sherry was the only person who didn't ask to get paid for it of the performers.
Well, that's Sherry.
Yeah.
Class
Everyone
act.
else.
Class act.
Every aforementioned. And I understand they needed to get paid. Every aforementioned fucking aforementioned performer. No, and I understand people need to get paid. I understand that, but like a lot of these people knew me personally, and we had worked together a lot. And you think there would be like a little bit like, oh, honey, man, you got really fucked, you know,
that's
yada, yada,
insane.
yada. And a lot of them didn't know the story even probably because I didn't call each one and tell them the story. I just got the hell out of Dodge. And for that, I will always remember.
Oh.
You'll pay me back.
I get you, and your little dog too. Anyway, that's it. Sherry, we love you. I'm so excited for you. You're making it happen. You're going to be going back to LA now.
I go to Montreal like right now, and then I have doing Keene, New Hampshire Pride, and then I do this show, the second to last showgirl in Palm Springs, San Diego, LA, Phoenix, Tucson, and that's it. I have some holiday stuff, and then I'm going to Puerto Vallarta, and then I'll be back for Bordeaux at Indochine, and that's the year. It's crazy. Next year,
That's
new
great.
show.
That's
but
great.
I'm very thankful to be, 61, doing this for 35 years, and still able to make a living doing it. So it's okay.
And I like that you tell people your real age.
Yeah, well, I was just like, let me embrace it and use it.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know what
that's
I
true.
mean?
Yeah, and own it. I mean, I tell people all the time my real age. I'm like not going to hide at 59.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm really proud of it. Yeah.
I mean,
How old are you?
62.
Wow. Is that wild? We're in our fucking 60s.
Welcome to your 60s.
You know, I don't know where you are in terms of it right now, but I'm looking at my Jane Fonda, the third act. She talks a lot about, and I'm a huge Jane Fonda fan.
Upset. I love her.
And I've been really looking at my third act. Do you think about what your third act is going to? Is it going to be more of the second act, or you have something other for your third act?
Girl, no.
No plan B.
You are a hoofer. You're the old school show
she
pony.
is.
This is it. I mean, here's the thing: is that it gives me so much joy. I mean, performing like last night. I've never met a man or anything that can fulfill that. So I don't need a boyfriend. I don't need a lot of things. That's what keeps me alive and makes me happy. So I would love to financially get to a place where I could be a little more picky choosy, but I would never stop performing. I mean, if I had $10 million, I would still perform.
Right, totally. And you do have a lot of money. I can feel it. I can tell you're very smart
First
with
dollar she ever made.
I can tell that I've said this to you before. I know queens, and I know the girls, and I had a roommate once who was a queen who would make $500 at a gig, spend $350 on shoes, take a cab home, and cry poor. And that's just the mentality of some people.
Let me tell you something. I moved to Los Angeles in 2019, and I'm not exaggerating. The most expensive thing that I owned when I moved was my phone. And I'm not exaggerating. And Jackie owns 2 properties. Candace owns her. Everybody owns their home. And I don't. I still rent. And Jackie's like, well, bitch, you're going to spend $4,000 on a dress. That's why you don't own a home. And I'm like, well, I'm billing myself as a drag legend. I need to look like one. I can't come out in some off-the-rack $100 dress. I mean, whatever. So we make our choices.
We make our choices.
I like to be comfortable. I like to travel well. And so I don't own a home. But whatever.
Hey, you're happy, it seems. So that's always the,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And look, we're gonna have to escape soon anyway, so it's good that
Girl.
you're liquid.
Yeah, that's why I got the place in Zipolite,
We're all
girls.
coming down.
Yeah.
My
Daniel.
plan B has become my plan A.
Look, I will walk out the door with my passport and nothing else and
Yeah.
go to first flight to Puerto Vallarta.
It's like that Born Identity. Everyone should have like a bag
Yep.
that they
Yeah.
call like what has like $10,000 in cash. I don't even know what they call it, but like when you just have to run, I feel like we're getting to those days.
Girl, I got a safe that has like 10 different envelopes of different currencies, and it's very Mission Impossible. And I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Well, thank you for doing the show, and thank you
Thank
doing
you.
it right before you left. We love you.
I love you.
Yeah.
Love you.
I was completely forgot the most important question of all, Sherry. On the show, we ask every guest from Alaska to Linda Eder. I don't even remember who we all had on here. Cheyenne Jackson.
Ali.
What your triggers? What triggers you?
I have a litterbugs. When I see someone just walking down the street and just dropping trash, I'm like, there is a trash can on every corner. That drives me crazy.
When they throw it out of their car, I want to go
Oh
and just
my
throw
God.
it right back in their car at
I
them.
hate it.
Yeah, totally. That's a good one. That's a good.
Cigarette butts out of the window is like a double whammy because A, it's a cigarette butt, and B, it's littering. It's
Littering.
like, and I can't believe that people throw them out anywhere anymore because it'll just start a fire.
Yeah.
Well, that I don't always get. It doesn't make any sense to me. You could be in a car in a rainstorm and throw a cigarette out and burn down half of California. But yet I try to light my grill with charcoal and fluid or my fireplace on Fire Island. I try to light that, and a half an hour later, it's still going
you
out.
gotta
But yet
get the
you could
flame.
burn down half of California with a
Yeah,
cigarette in a rain.
Yeah. I don't really have a lot of triggers, I guess. I mean, that is a pet peeve. And now I'm triggered so much just turning on the news. But whatever.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Yeah, I mean that literally. I watched that one and start to want to scream. Totally. My newest trigger is
Yes.
this. I'm getting tired of people complaining about people dressed on airplanes. As a 6'1" guy, I don't want people constantly going, you should dress on planes. I'm not going to dress for Southwest Airline. People constantly are going on podcasting complaining. People should really dress up for flights. No, you shouldn't. It's
not
you
the
should,
50s.
I literally
I
feel.
don't think you should dress up, but I do have an issue with flip-flops on
no,
a
bare
plane.
feet anywhere.
I don't want to see your fucking feet. And
What about flip-flops and socks? Because sometimes I'll take my feet off. My
That's
feet
what I do.
swell, and I'll
That's what
put
I do.
yeah,
That's sexy.
yeah, because I'll do it on a plane. Because believe it or not,
But
I was
see
that
your
kid.
girl, I see people walking into the up and down the
No.
aisle into the bathroom
No.
barefoot.
No.
100 people have just peed on that floor, and you're going to go in there barefoot?
Well, I was the one who
Gross.
I was that person who used to go in my socks until one time I was flying back from Berlin. I was still pretty young, and I was from Ohio, so I could excuse myself. But I stepped in the bathroom on like a pile of piss.
Oh.
Yep.
And then I thought to myself, I'm never going to do that. So now I bring flip flops and I
Yeah,
switch, but I
that's
keep
what I
my
do.
socks on.
Same.
If my feet, do your feet not swell on a plane? Well, no, you have dainty feet.
They're bound like a Japanese woman.
They are bound.
Anyway, that was Sherry Vine's trigger. Thank you so much, Sherry. We appreciate it.
Love you.
Love you guys.
Trigger Warning, hosted by Daniel Nardicio and Adam Meathammer Klesh, is a Pride House Media production and produced by Josh Rosenzweig. Please note, the views reflected in this podcast do not represent the views of Red Eye, the Ice Palace, or any of its subsidiaries. And any reference to scat, shrimping, upper deckers, skanks, masturbating, rump riding, wolf bagging, Cleveland steamers, jiggly puffing, rusty trombones, Cosby sweaters, Mexican pancakes, and Alabama hot pockets are the views of Mr. Nardicio and Mr. Klesh and his listeners, not the establishment. If you are offended, please seek immediate psychiatric attention. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And while you're there, leave us a rating and review. It really helps others discover the show. And if you didn't enjoy this episode, don't tell anyone. Stay connected and join the conversation by following us on Trigger Warning Podcast. And you can send us your questions or hate mail to triggered@triggerwarning.com.